this is the first little keyboard building video that I've made, and I'm super excited about it. So without further ado, let's jump into the build. First up, we're going to be looping some switches. These are the Glorious Pandas and the G-Lube from Glorious as well. This was actually my first time looping a full set of switches. I had done a couple practice ones before this, and honestly I was pretty happy with the results. I went ahead and lubed the lower housing, stems, and the springs, as well as the upper housing, as you'll see in just a second when I'm reassembling them. Honestly, I'm really happy with the results. They feel great, sound great, and I'm also looking forward to trying out other lubes in the future. One thing I didn't record was lubing and attaching the stabilizers. It wasn't super exciting and honestly just forgot. So up next, when these are done, we'll go straight into soldering. So now that we've got a little cup full of switches, we are ready to start soldering. So first I loaded up all of the switches onto this brass plate that I got from KBDFans, and then popped the PCB on the back of that. And here you can see me just going through and soldering the switches as normal. Having all of the switches loaded up on a plate really made it easy to solder everything together. It holds all of the switches nicely in place while you're soldering. The only place that was a little bit difficult is the enter key. This particular plate doesn't hold that switch in place very well, so there was a little bit of movement and it did end up getting soldered in a little bit off, but once the keycaps were on, you really can't tell. Right about now is when the movie that we were watching got interesting, and I spent maybe a little bit more time than I meant to, distracted and leaning away from the soldering. Alright, everything is soldered on and we're testing to make sure all the switches work, which they did. Here's me trying to fix that enter key and kind of giving up. And just starting to assemble the case. Alright, and the moment we've been waiting for, adding keycaps. I managed to find this really cool blank white keycap set, also from KBDFans. It's a little bit translucent, so you get a tiny amount of the underglow, but most of that is blocked from the plate anyways. So here you can see me picking up the board and looking at it from an angle. I made a big mistake when I opened up these keycaps and just kind of dumped them out and realized since they're OEM, they do have a grade on each row, and I mixed up all of the rows. I had already gone through and split them all out before this, but I was just double checking that I got all the right ones. Since they have no letters, I also couldn't check by comparing the legends to the correct rows either. And here we have the finished board. I'm super happy with how it came out. It feels great, looks super clean, and a nice little display for you here. Next up, we will jump into some sound tests. Thank you guys so much for stopping in for my very first keyboard build video. Here's some nice juicy shots of my board with my full PC setup. You can find me on Twitch for some streaming content. I do want to start streaming some more soon, and I'll hopefully be posting some more videos here as well. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we'll catch you next time.